Not all great leaders are loud and charismatic. In fact, more leaders than you think are quiet, yet powerful. They don't conquer rooms with volume. They shape history with vision. These are the quiet titans. Leaders who change the world without ever needing to shout. Let's begin with the mind of Bill Gates. In every meeting, he listened more than he spoke, eyes narrowed, processing layers of logic no one else could see. His leadership was methodical, not magnetic. He didn't lead Microsoft with thunder. He led with focus. In a world sprinting to speak first, he chose to think longer. "I choose a lazy person to do a hard job," he joked once. "Because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it." Behind the humor was precision, behind the silence, strategy. And then there was Rosa Parks. She said almost nothing. She simply refused to stand. In her stillness was defiance, in her silence revolution. The world heard no speech that day, yet it felt the weight of her wordless no. Sometimes the loudest act of leadership is the courage to stay seated when the world tells you to move. Then came a leader who taught us that calm commands. Barack Obama led with composure, the kind that makes a room lean in instead of back away. In moments of crisis, he slowed time. Every pause was intentional. Every word weighted. He reminded us that confidence doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to be clear. Warren Buffett, another quiet titan, 80% of his day is silence. Reading, thinking, waiting. While the markets shout and panic, he listens to the long game. He proves that leadership isn't speed, it's steadiness. The best investment, he says, is in yourself. And perhaps the second best is in patience. Then there's the poet of physics, Albert Einstein. He wandered alone, lost in thought, while the world raced ahead. From that solitude came the theory of relativity, an idea that bent the very fabric of time. "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life," he wrote, "stimulates the creative mind." He proved that isolation can be illumination, that silence can speak in equations. Even the modern disruptor began in quiet obsession. Elon Musk, once the introverted coder, preferred logic to conversation. Long before the world debated his tweets, he sat in silence, building code, dreaming of rockets. His ideas were too loud to stay silent forever. Proof that even introverts can ignite revolutions, one calculation at a time. Different voices, different eras, one truth. They were all quiet, but their impact was deafening. Their strength was not charisma, it was clarity. Their weapon was not volume, it was vision. Remind us that still waters run deep, and that leadership is born not from noise, but from knowing. So if you are quiet, don't apologize. The world already has enough noise. What it needs now is depth. Because not all great leaders are loud and charismatic. In fact, more leaders than you think are quiet, yet powerful.